Before we start the video, I want to take this time to shout out my KOG member of the month, Ryan McDonough. Big thanks for being a loyal KOG member. If you want your name here, consider hitting that join button for exclusive channel benefits. 9,200 and a prismatic! How's it going, guys? RNG Life here, and today, finally we got a new event in Duel Links, and it looks like we finally got the Joey event. And if you guys don't know, the Joey event, for all of us who've lived through this once, basically you're going to be farming YUGI for the first 2 days or so. Then Joey finally makes his appearance, you farm him. When you reach a certain amount of points, you unlock him. GG, it's that easy. So it's actually really easy. If you actually farm Yugi, you can actually get a few decent rewards. This is implying that you're new to the game. For all you guys who have not unlocked Joey, well, hey, congratulations, you have some access to some pretty cool cards here. Cards that are actually being somewhat used. For example, like the Magician of Dark Illusion. That one is a really good card. I mean, some people run Rogue, but he's not that great. I personally really like charging Gaia for just some other rogue-ish decks. I've seen somebody use a disposable learner device, and I think that's pretty cool. And I've seen like one good deck with DD Seeker. Now, the only card that he's actually adding is DD Patrol Plane. So that's a new card. That's the only new card that's been added for this event that I'm aware of, at least that you can farm. But DD Patrol Plane, I think in the same situation as DD Seeker, I think this might be good in a very niche situation. I still don't know how you would make use of it, but I would assume if you're running a whole bunch of them, then you can definitely kind of cheese these guys, because all it really does is, let's read it. It says during the end phase, if this card is currently banished and was banished this turn, so basically if you banish this card during the end phase, you can banish one card from your hand, field, or grave, and if you do, special summon this card in attack position, and that's it. You basically just get a free monster, you get a free banish, I guess. So if you have a deck where you want to banish some of your monsters, that could be beneficial. And you also have this guy on the field, so I don't know, maybe if you have a deck that kind of lets you, that you want to like tribute monsters to like mess with your opponent's stuff, in that case, DD Patrol Plane can be pretty good. That's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and show off the deck that I'm using to farm this guy. This is the deck that I'm using. Now, I know you guys are seeing those 3 Mahads and you're like, now here's the thing, you can actually get away with only running 1 copy of Mahad. If you really want, you can run 1 Mahad and bump up a few more Dark Magicians and cards that'll let you special summon Dark Magician from other places. That could also be pretty good. Now, the whole beauty of Mahad is that you can use these cards, all the draw cards in the deck, you can use these cards to pretty much get a free Palladium Oracle Mahad summoned, and once you have 1 Mahad on the field, your opponent's screwed. Yugi cannot do anything to you. It's pretty much like using Yubel, to be honest, and if you guys want, you could also try using Yubel. But yeah, that's kind of like the easy mode. This one is requiring a bit more tact, a bit more combo, and I did manage to get 9,000 points on both of the times that I actually tested this deck, and it's kind of crazy because he tries to OTK you pretty hard. So I might even consider bumping up Countergate to 3. I don't know, I think I got really lucky the fact that I had this early. Also, you can use all your draw cards in like as traps to potentially try to draw into your Mahad. That's why it benefits to have 3. This is the actually best way to use it. But if you don't have 3, you can get away with running 2 or even 1, but the deck's quality degrades quite a bit, I will say that. Now, I am using the Gravekeeper Vassal engine. So this guy is going to be used to get all your points on the very end. So if you use Vassal, you got to use that Secret Pass of the Treasures. And of course, the double Union attacks. Like, these cards really make the deck just do its thing. So you are going to be needing those cards. Now, another thing, like I said earlier, I'm using Dark Magician, and I'm using 2 copies of Dark Magic Curtain. Why? Because I want to get my hands on Dark Magic Curtain fairly soon. Like, I kind of want to get my hands on this card. This card is awesome. Now, like I said, if you don't have that many copies of Mahad, you can run more Dark Magicians. You can also technically just remove Dark Magician, focus on 3 Mahad, and run Draw Sense high level, and that one's way easier to trigger, and you can get your hands on Mahad super easy. But I'm using this because I have more characters with Draw Sense light. I think Kaiba's the only one that has Draw Sense high level, and I think at least 2 characters in DSOD have Draw Sense Light, so that's why you can farm skills on more characters. So I'm thinking ahead on that one. The beauty of having Draw Sense Light is for having to take 500 extra points of damage, you can run Dark Magician in the deck, has an extra little protective engine using Dark Magic Curtain. You can use Dark Magic Curtain, pay half your life points, meaning next turn you're going to summon Mahad because you paid at least 2,000 life points. Like, you're going to be paying a whole bunch of life points for that. That's not even including the fact that if maybe you took a hit or something. If you took a hit, maybe what's some of his weakest monsters, like 1,600? You're probably going to get to summon your thing. The only thing is, you got to watch out with them OTKs. That's why I am considering adding more copies of Countergate, maybe even the other card that is more pay to win, Defense Draw. So you can also consider bumping those up to like 6 if you really want to, but I don't know. This deck is kind of a trial thing. I'm messing with it. I think it's working pretty good so far. So far, it's got a 100% win rate. So without further ado, let's go ahead and take this boy on, and let's show him what the power of his own monsters will do to him. All right, here he is, Yami Yugi. Now, if you guys know the lore for this, Yami Yugi is like a simulation. It's all part of DSOD. Even the church windows, all that stuff. That's all part of DSOD's lore. He's like a hologram made by Kaiba. So that's a thing. And hey, look, we drew our Mahad already, which is kind of cool. But I mean, we'll be putting him back into the deck. So look at him trying to summon all his monsters right now, dude. That's kind of spooky. But very, very cool. We have a little bit of defense. This is what I'm saying, dude. Countergate is super good in this deck. I might even consider cutting out the Jars of Greed and running more defensive cards. But they become useless once you already have a monster. That's the only reason. And once you have a monster, you win. Like immediately, you win. So he's not going to be attacking you anymore. So I think we're good. Let's go ahead and end right now. Now Yugi might be thinking, haha, I've got this, mad lad. So we'll see about that, Yugi. He's battling me. I'm not taking that 19. I'm blocking the 19. So let's go ahead and use Countergate. Let's see what we get on our draw right now. If we get a Mahad, that's super lucky. No, that didn't happen. But we got another Countergate, though. I will be taking the 16, though. So, bam. Meaning next turn, guaranteed Mahad. So that's pretty nice. Now, on the end phase, I'm fine. I don't really need that. Let's go ahead and wait. I'm going to go ahead and toggle on for whatever reason. I will use Draw Sense Light real quick. So, Draw Sense Light means I win. So, GG. Mahad is here. Summon my boy. Yeah, boy. Alright, so now that I did that, let's go ahead and... Actually, I'm going to wait on the summon. Yeah, I'm going to wait on that summon. It doesn't necessarily need to be in the draw phase. It's just as long as you draw that card, you can use his effect. Now that I've done that, let's go ahead and use this. Alright, good Goblin. I ended up drawing Jar of Greed. That's not the best, but I can definitely put these cards back or something like Mahad in my hand. Let's put him back into the deck. And that's pretty cool. Now I can have more draws for next turn. And remember, guys, we do not attack his monsters because you need that effect damage only thing. It's an extra 1,000 points. You can win, but it's better if you don't. So let's see. Your opponent drew a card. I do not want to be in toggle on. Honestly, at this point, I basically win. So yeah, let's probably just speed through this. I'll just Jar of Greed. I drew a Dark Magician. I'll probably be putting that Mad Lad back into the deck with that Magical Mallet. But whatever. Let's go ahead and skip forward, and you guys can see how easy this game is now that I have Mahad out. Okay, I'm jumping back in right now. As you can see, he has used his Magician's Navigation. So now that he has Navigation in effect, you kind of want to bait that card's negation before the last turn because you don't want him negating one of your important cards, like Union Attack. So one thing is, if I use my Good Goblin or something, he'll probably negate that. So that's at least a good thing. And I really, really want to use Good Goblin, put back Dark Magician. Let's see if it's a cost. I don't know if it's a cost, actually. So activate, negate. Perfect. Alright, so now that got negated, that's awesome. Let's get rid of that card. That card does his thing. Very, very cool, adding him right back to hand. But basically what I'm going to be doing is I'm taking down his Dark Magician because that guy is he's not very nice to me. So we're going to use Mallet right now. I'm just going to put some cards back. Like, for example, I need Dark Magician back in the deck for reasons. So let's put him back. I don't want to draw him. Hey, look, I drew another Mahad. That's actually pretty decent. I'm actually kind of setting up for a last turn play. For anybody who's wondering, this is the benefit of having 3 Mahads. You can kind of cheese around with the number of Mahads you have. You can do kind of a bit. You can play around a bit. It's pretty decent. So that's pretty much that. Let's go ahead and skip forward. You guys can actually watch in fast forward motion what I'm gonna do.
If there's a mirage or a chance to fulfill my mission, a river in a dry land, the land is in a lost land, a heartbeat for a demon, a wages in a siege land. I'm given the balance, but I'm standing on razor's edge now. What quick, all my life is over.
Alright, and it's time for that last turn shenanigans. As you guys can see, if you guys paid attention while I sped things up, I actually did kind of a little cheese play there by summoning my Dark Magician with the power of Dark Magic Curtain. So I used Dark Magic Curtain, summoned a free Dark Magician by paying half my life points, didn't matter, and then I used my last copy of Mahad to tribute 2 Mahads to summon him. So now I get a tribute summon bonus. I get quite a few bonuses actually, and it actually adds up quite a bit. So let's go ahead and end this game with our boy over here, my vassal. And there is a reason why I used all the used cards to try to get him to negate with a navigation. That's just so when I use all this stuff right now, he wouldn't mess me up. Now there are some games where I just don't attack his monsters, in which case Secret Pass becomes very, very useful. Or if you would have set something here, it would have still been really useful. So you don't want it to get negated unless it's these kind of weird situations where he actually leaves his field open. But yeah, it's pretty much it's a GG right now. You're basically gonna give Vassal all your boosts. Whoa, wrong card. We're gonna give him all the boosts. So Union Attack is here as well. Give him the boost, and yeah, looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and end this game. That's like about 10,700 to the face. So yeah, and he's got absolutely nothing that he'll use to stop you. At least he shouldn't. He hasn't used it yet. And I've checked his card list before, and he had nothing. As you can see, the hologram disappears. And yeah, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and check on that score. Alright, and here it is. Let's see what we got. 9,200 and a prismatic! Oh, baby! Oh, you waited right until I recorded to get that one. So that's pretty nice. I love getting me prismatic cards because, hey, man, you never know when we're going to have a prismatic tournament, wink, wink. For all you guys who are wondering, I actually do have tournaments, stream them on YouTube, so if you guys are interested. Sometimes I have prismatic-only tournaments where everybody has to make a deck with only prismatic cards, and those tournaments are probably some of my favorites because I even take part. But whatever, as you guys can see, the deck is really, really good for farming. If you guys don't have any of these cards, if you guys are missing whatever cards, I try to make it as free to play as possible, but if you really, really need to, you could also try using Yubel. You can try using it with Restart or something, some other skill that would help out with Yubel. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, and that'll pretty much be it. But whatever, and if you guys enjoyed, go ahead and leave a like, share, and subscribe for more Duel Link shenanigans. But anyway, thank you guys for watching today. Have a great day, and see you guys.